Welcome to Fabulosity For You, and my name is Angie. If this is your first time watching my channel, please click the subscribe button, then click the notification bell, so when I upload videos, you will be the first to know. Like this video and make a comment. This channel is about fashion, relationship advice, and lifestyle. And this is not your first time visiting my channel, well, welcome back, my queens, and welcome to the kings out there. And welcome to all of my new subs, and welcome back to my subs that have been with me. Today is Ratchet Wednesday, and I will be doing the review of the 90-Day Fiancé before the 90 days, Season 7, Episode 7, maybe in another life. Okay, but before we begin, let me just say that I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm going to be doing a giveaway once I reach 2,000 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed to my channel and you want to be part of the giveaway, make sure you click on the subscribe button. And even if you don't want to be a part of the giveaway, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Okay, so guys, I've been sick. I've been telling you guys I've been sick, and I'm still sick. I've been battling this cold. So I know my voice is sounding pretty nasal. So if you see me cough or whatever, you know I'm battling a cold. So please bear with me. So we're going to get right into this episode. Okay, so before we begin, go get your snack of choice, go get your drink of choice, and come back and sit with your girl, Angie. Text, email, call, stick a letter in a bottle, baby, and let everybody know that Angie is on the line. Okay, so the first couple we're going to be discussing is going to be Vanja. This is a new couple, Vanja, who's 41, and she's from Orlando, Florida, and Bozo. And I think he's from Crazian or something like that. They're up, and Vanja explains how she had been married before. She had been engaged previously. And she called him cheating. She called her man cheating. Honey, she went over to his house and he was sitting on the couch making out with another woman. It left Vanja very devastated, okay? And ever since that breakup she had, she was not able to open herself up again for a very, very long time until she met Bozo. Bozo is a professional basketball player, and she felt like this man really opened her heart again. She's very attracted to him. She's very much in love with this man. And so she plans to visit him in Crazian. She's planning to visit him in Crazian. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing the word correctly, the country correctly. Now, she's originally from Bozo, which is very close to Crazian. And she explained to her friend, she explained how she left Bozo because of the wars that they were having. It went on for many years. When she was a child, it was very devastating to her. And the connection she has with Bozo is because they basically are from the same country, and he experienced some of the same things. So she talks to her friend. She meets her friend out, and she's telling her friend she plans to go and see Bozo. When she tells her that, she asked her, are you sure, you want to go through with this? And she was like, yes, he's somebody I really love. I haven't been with anybody in 6 years sexually. I've been celibate. I have not been able to open my heart back up until I met him. Excuse me. So, yes, I'm going to go see him. So, she said, even though this man had broke your heart before and felt, I'm like, before? She was explaining like this man was somebody she, just met or whatever. But she had previously met him and they dated for a few months. Well, talked on the phone for a few months. When it was time for her to go out to visit him, he tells her, listen, you can't come out here and I can't see you again because I'm in a relationship with somebody else. How shady is that, honey? How shady is that? And so she said she decided, well, he called her up a couple months later and said that they broke up. He broke up with this other girl and he wants to see what will happen with them two if they can continue to see each other. And I'm looking at Vanja sideways and I'm like, girl, so now you runner up. You want you to runner up, honey. And so now he want to see what you about. And so she said the reason she decided to give him another chance is because at least he was honest. And he came around and said he wanted to see what she was about. Now, her friend was like, I can't really say that this man was honest. And he was not honest because at the end of the day, she should have known about the girlfriend before they even started talking. He should have told her he had a girlfriend. So that man was honest, was not honest. He had to tell you that because you was about to come to his town and you couldn't come to his town. You couldn't come visit him in his country. He wasn't going to have time for you. So right now, to me, that's red flags. Be careful, my queens, going backwards. In the Bible, it said, don't look back or you'll turn into a pillar of salt. If he hurt you once, girl, fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, that's shame on me. So she calls over her cousin, I believe it was her cousin, later that day to help her pack. And she has all these bikinis and she's in great shape and everything. And so she had all these bikinis and all this kind of stuff. And she was like, wow, and she was like, well, I haven't been with a man in a long time, a very long time. And she was like, so you're going to wear all this sexy stuff? So are you staying at his house? And so she was like, well, no, I decided to get my own room because he lives with his mom and his aunt. Second red flag. And so she was like, really? Well, I thought you said he was a professional basketball player. They don't pay him? Well, I mean, it's not like he's in the league in the United States. That's a totally different type of league. So he was saving his money up to get an apartment. It's a lot of red flags that's going on here because had he been living with the other lady and then had to move in with his mama? How long has he been saving for an apartment? Okay, so I don't know. She didn't expand on it, but those are some of the questions I would have asked. So where was you living before? Why are you just not saving to get an apartment? You're a grown man. But anyway, honey, her friend, her cousin, or whoever that was looking at her kind of tripped out. So she said that she really loves this man. They really connect because they're from the same countries. I think they're in the same countries, excuse me, but different cities. And they have the connection with the war and what they've been through. He's been through, as I said, the same. And so, honey, she's just looking through the flags, honey. She's looking away from the flags. She's not paying attention, and she has excuses for this man. So, she's somebody that love high heels, honey. I mean, stilettos, hooker shoes, I call them. Honey, she had so many hooker shoes. So that morning, she got ready to go to the airport, honey. She put her hooker shoes on. And she had all this luggage. And she could really handle herself in them heels. In the hooker shoes. So on the way, she calls him on the phone. And honey, he didn't answer. It goes straight to voicemail. And she called him several more times. And every time that phone was ringing and he didn't pick up, her legs was shaking. She had tears in her eyes, honey. She was rocking. She like, this reminds me of what happened before. Oh, my God. I wouldn't be able to take this. I wouldn't be able to take it if that man was not there at that airport for me. I wouldn't be able to take it. Oh, my God. Let me try his number again. And, honey, it was ringing. And she was looking nervous. But she took a deep breath. And she was like, oh, my God, let me take a deep breath. He's going to be there. He's not going to do me the same way. He's going to be at the airport when I get there. I just have to have faith. And, honey, that's how it ended. I hope that man is there for her. I hope Bozo is there, baby. Because that girl going to have a nervous breakdown. But, my queens, you have to be very careful and think it through when you decide to go back to somebody that did you wrong. So next, we're going to go with Tigerlily and Adnan. So last week, they were on their honeymoon. They went to the city of Petra. And it was very beautiful country, very beautiful. And Tigerlily was upset. From last week, they were arguing because she feels like different rules don't apply to her. To her husband, they're not the same. He touched, you know, a woman's hand, and she felt like that was inappropriate because she couldn't touch nobody, no man's hand, no shake no man's hand. So this episode, she jumps out the car, and her assistants and everybody's like, oh my God, the Tigerlily is upset. And she's walking, honey, in this hot, hot, hot sun in Petra. The brother jumps out the car and was like, what's wrong, Tigerlily? Talk to me. And she was like, well, you know what? I just don't think it's right that it seems like Adnan's rules are different from him, from mine. And I'm just not going to be treated that way. If he's not going to follow the rules, then I'm not going to follow the rules. And I'm just really unhappy. And she started crying. He was like, please don't cry, Tigerlily. Well, I'm just so happy. So then Adnan comes over to Tigerlily and he blows the tears up from her eyes. And he's like, I don't want you sad, baby. We are on our honeymoon. We are in Petra. It's going to be very beautiful. And she was like, but it's not right. And he was like, listen, we can talk about this later. You're right. I apologize. We don't have to talk about this right now. Let's enjoy. Let's take these pictures and just have a great time. And she was like, well, I can definitely do that. He said, can I have a hug? I can definitely give you a hug. So she hugs him. And he just says, I just feel like such a great husband being able to take my wife to this beautiful, beautiful country. And so, honey, it was a beautiful journey. They sat up and took pictures with the camels. It was so many beautiful scenes. It was gorgeous. So later, they're on their way back to the hotel, and they're in the car, and Tigerlily's assistant was like, this was beautiful, and I know Tigerlily is going to have to go back. But what worries me is that you guys, you know, have some unsettled business here with conflicts. You have unsettled conflicts as far as Tigerlily is not understanding why you can follow rules and she can't. And just the differences in culture, the differences on when you do come to the United States, are you going to be missing your family so bad? Are you going to be able to stay in the United States? These are things that need to be addressed so that you can have a successful marriage. And so Adnan was driving, and honey, he was looking pissed. He was like, why are they angering upsetting my wife? Why are they doing this? Why are they bringing this up? And he was like, listen, stop upsetting my wife. And he was afraid that this is how these people are talking behind his back. But what he's not understanding is they are her mouthpiece. Tigerlily has been telling her assistants everything that's been going on, all of her concerns, and all they are doing is regurgitating what Tigerlily has said to them. And it really angered him. And so Tigerlily was like, well, you know what? It is true. I do have concerns. But I think because we love each other so much that we can survive, we can get through anything. And Tigerlily was like, I'm really not wanting to even think about that right now because I'm about to leave my man. And so I don't want my last moments with my man arguing with him and thinking about all that garbage. So they get to the hotel and Adnan is sitting still. He's looking straight ahead. He looks like he wants to cry. Tigerlily is looking like she wants to cry, and then she starts crying and they cry. And she's like, I'm going to miss you. I don't want to just go home and go back to FaceTiming each other. But they really didn't think a lot of things through because she didn't realize it's going to take a lot it's going to take some time to get the spousal visa. But she said, as soon as I get home, I'm going to look for a bigger home. Oh, how grand Tigerlily is, honey. She got the money, baby. She said she's going to go home and find him a bigger home. So when he do get there, she's going to have a lot of space and all of the things. She said it like a true baller, baby. And so that's how it ended. Tigerlily and Adnan were very, very sad because they're going to be apart from each other and their relationship is very new and fragile. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the next couple we're going to discuss is Niles and Matilda. So, honey, I thought last week they had sex because Matilda clowned on top of him and was winding him up, honey. But it turned out the next day, Matilda's looking kind of disappointed. She's saying, we did not have sex because he did not want to have sex, and I'm disappointed. You find him in the bathroom, and his stomach is all messed up from eating fufu. And so, you know, I didn't know whether or not it was because of the fufu that they couldn't have sex, but it turned out he said he did not want to have sex with her because in his past relationships, his last relationship, he had sex and the sex really took over the relationship. That she couldn't get enough. She started wanting it 6 times a day and all this old crazy stuff. And he feel like he just want to wait till they get married. He doesn't want the sex to overpower the relationship. Girl, I'm looking at now. It's like, girl, bye. That's a lie. I'm sorry, that man don't look like no stud, honey. That's gonna be, you know, giving it up and winding it up all night and sexual and all that kind of stuff. Man, bye. I think he didn't want to have sex with her because he know he not finna marry her, and he know that if he had sex with her and then told her that he ain't marrying her, it's going to be some bigger problems, honey. That would have made her feel even more used. That's why I think they didn't have sex. So he comes out the bathroom and all of the things, and they decide to go. She wanted to show him around her country. And she decided they was going to go shopping because she wanted to buy an outfit for part of the ceremony they're going to have at the wedding. So, honey, she took him downtown, honey, to this bougie shop. And she picked out this skirt, and it was like $80. And I'm looking like, girl, you in Africa? 80 United States dollars? Niles was like, she obviously don't know that I don't have no money like that. So he really didn't want to buy the skirt. But he said, I'm going to buy it because I know I'm going to break her heart. And maybe this will soften the blow. And I'm looking like, I was mad at Niles last week, and I'm still mad at Niles. Because Niles should have been told her by now what's happening. So then, she all happy, honey. He take her to go get her nails done and said, I'll be back. And she was like, this is, you don't know Africa. And he said, listen, I got map quests. I'll be all right. He finds the jewelry store, and he goes to the jewelry store, and he picks out this ring, and he pays $230-something United dollars for this ring. And it was a real cute ring. And he said, I'm going to give her this because I want to let her know. First of all, I proposed to her. And I want to give her a ring. And then I want her to also know this is a promise that even though I'm not marrying you right now, I'm going to come back and marry you. And then he said that, to be honest with you, she was more than what he could have asked for. She's beautiful. She's sweet. That he really does like Matilda. When he was walking with Matilda, let me go back. When he was walking with Matilda, all the sounds and all the things was really bothering him because, you know, he does have autism spectrum. But he said when you love somebody, you have to step out your box and deal with it. And so I really do think that he loves her. I just think that he just not, like he said, he's not ready to get married. And he's not prepared financially. He did ask her about the culture of her culture as far as what they're expecting, because he has to pay a bride's fee and he has to get all these gifts. And she said she really don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but what I will say is this. I think that she should have given him all that information because, see, people from other countries think that people from the United States have all this money. And most of us don't, okay? We have to work hard and all of the things and still not going to be rich, okay? And so I think she felt like because she told him she working 2 jobs, that this man got money. And if somebody said they was working 2 jobs, you may think they have some change, but what you're not understanding is if you got to work 2 jobs, then you might not, because you don't have no money. And so she should have told this man all of that when she decided he was going to marry her on this trip. But at the end of the day, I think it's really terrible. I don't think a ring's going to soften the blow. I don't think a skirt's going to soften the blow. She tells him she's excited. I have 200 members of my family coming to our wedding, traveling to see our wedding. And her family is poor. And they're sitting up putting together a wedding with money that they really don't have. And so it's just a tragedy that Niles is not spilling the beans. He should have did that before he even came to see her. But a lot of people on this show, a lot of the couples, they just was not honest because they want the person to come visit. And so they withhold the information. But now this is a big information. So that's how it ended. We have to wait and see what happens next week. Now, what they did show a glimpse of Matilda snapping off, honey. Now, her sister, her brother already said she got a temper. So I can't wait to see what happens. But my heart breaks for Matilda because I know that she was really looking forward to it and all of the things. So we're going to keep it going. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is going to be Rayne, Rayne and Chidi. They're going to be the next couple. So last week they was arguing in the sister house, and they still arguing when it opens the scene. And she was like, I don't know why you act like you like me. You never did like me. I'm leaving. And they was trying to say, don't go. No, I'm leaving. I'm not going to be here. I feel like I'm an intruder. And she's telling Chidi, you know, she's arguing with Chidi and telling Chidi she feel like an intruder. He's begging her to stay. And she's like, you need to man up and you need to come with me. Why you can't come? And he was like, well, I got some I gotta prepare. Prepare how? I got some packing to do. What you gotta pack? You only got one pair of underwear and a shirt. You ain't got no lot of clothes. Honey, I almost fell out when she said that. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Well, I gotta talk to my brother-in-law and sister. Oh, so you gotta run and ask mommy and daddy, you're not a man. You're this, you're that. She was snapping off, and he just couldn't understand. So the brother-in-law runs in the room and like, hold up, what's going on? I'm leaving. That's what's going on. Well, can't we? And the sister comes with still holding on to this big old boy on her arm. Well, could you, can we just talk about it? You shouldn't go. You don't know Africa. I'm going to a hotel. I don't want to be here. You don't like me. You lied. Oh, we love you. Oh, I love you. I want you to stay with us. Oh. I told Chidi that sisters don't never like me. I always got a problem with sisters. And here it is. I knew I was going to have a problem. She said, I don't have a problem with you. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, calm down, girl. Oh, calm down, girl. Yes, you do. Let me tell you something. If somebody was disrespecting me in my house, and I done gave up my bedroom for your punk behind, I done set up and dealt with all your outbursts, and then you think you gonna come in my face and disrespect me? Hold the baby. Take the baby to another room, baby. Cheetah, you can't, Cheetah, me and your girl about to get down. And I just would have mollywopped her and asked her, who the hell you think you talking to? You gonna lower your voice, bring it on down. Bring it on down. Because what you not gonna do is disrespect me in my house. That's what you not gonna do. Now, if you feel like you got to do that, then you need to stand on the outside of that door. And you can say whatever you want to say. But as long as you on the inside of this door, you're going to respect me. You're going to respect me. Honey, I would have gave her the business. I would have gave her the business. She acting all bad like she going to jump. Like she going to do something. And her sister, his sister, looked like she'll tear her up. So I don't know, you know, Renee gonna get bad with the wrong person, honey. And she gonna see what's what. And all Renee want to do is go to that hotel and have sex with that man. He said no. He said no. So why would you go to a hotel? You done had some time alone with him outside. Y'all went for a walk. Y'all talked. See, she wants to control him. She wants to be the only person he could depend on. She wants to be change him from his religion. She wants to be the control and give him back to the United States and tell him what to do. A lot of women go down to Africa and all that to get these young men that don't have nothing, so they can boss them around and do all the things when they come back. But what they don't understand is it don't never work out that way. It don't never work out that way. Cheetah is blind. He not dumb. He can understand this woman has a problem. Now, his mistake was he already knew before she even got there that she had problems, that she had a temper. So why did he bring her over to tell her to come to Africa? I don't know. And bring this woman into his sister's house? So that's his fault. He should have told her before she got there, hey, we're not having sex. I changed my values and this is my feelings. And if she decided she didn't want to come, then that's cool. But the truth should have been told. The truth should have been told. And so I can understand her being, I can understand Rayne being upset about some things, but now she's taking it to a different level. She wants this man to disrespect his sister and brother-in-law, the one that's holding him down in Africa, where he stayed. That man is blind. He can't go around the world by himself. And she's very stupid if she felt like he gonna take her side over their side. So, honey, she started really disrespecting him, telling him to shut up. And his sister was getting very angry. No, the reason the thing is, you guys aren't working out is because you're hollering at my brother. You disrespecting him. And da-da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, no, no, no. And then the brother-in-law was like, do you want to just throw away 5 years of a relationship because of this? And she was like, yes. Because he has the choice to make. He can either come with me. If not, I'm gone. I'm gone forever. So she all in his face. I'm going forever. I'm out of here. I'm not coming back. I would have opened the door and said, heifer, get your behind on out of my house and be gone. So, honey, she got her suitcase. They threw their hands up and said, this girl want to go around, walking around in Africa and don't know it, and then go right ahead. But they tried to stop her. And so, honey, she got out of there, and, honey, I believe she got into a car and cried her eyes out. I think that's going to be the end of these two. It should be. And this is a lesson. You got to be careful who you let in your house, okay? And so, Cheetah is blind, but he ain't stupid now. He saw the red signs himself talking to her for 5 years. And he didn't stop. My kings out there, when queens are showing you signs, you got to take a look at the signs and you got to stop. Okay, so we'll have to see what happened next week. And so the next couple we're going to talk about is Loren and Faith. So I'm going to try to make this quick because I don't want this video to be too long. So Loren is in his room and Faith comes to the door, knocks on the door. And he says that he texts Loren early that morning to see if they can talk. It's late in the evening and she finally said yes. So she's at the door, she's standing there, and he's like, do you want to come in? And she was like, honey, she was looking real serious. She was looking sad. She was like, no, I don't. We could go to the park and talk. And so they go to the park and they get some banana sticks and some water. And she looks like she's been just emotionally drained. Her face looked like she's checked out. But she's going through the motions of trying to figure this whole thing out on what had really happened with Loren and the person he had sex with. So she said, so you had sex with somebody else? And he said, I had oral sex, yes. I did not know that you were having sex. And he said, well, I thought I made myself clear, but I guess it was a misunderstanding. And so, did you have sex every time you went to somebody's house? No, I did not. Not every house. How many times? He said, maybe once a week. And I'm looking like, Just apologize and say, I'm sorry. And give a heartfelt apology. But at the end of the day, I really don't think Loren is feeling sorry or bad, because at the end of the day, he kept saying he was not going to be in a monogamous relationship, but he didn't tell her that. And he just feel like if you love somebody, you should be able to, your relationship should be strong enough to have sex, which sounds like a crock of mess. But he should just say, listen, baby, I am so sorry. It's hard for me to be monogamous and you in another country. But I'm here now. I apologize to you. I mean, he should have really been acting like he was sorry. But he was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that. And he looking like this. And that was it. And she was like, well, and I just want to tell you, it would never happen again. If you was to take me back, I would only be with, I just only want you for the rest of my life. And so she was saying that before they got there, before he came, he had paid for their trip to her family's house that they're supposed to be visiting. And so I think it's like a few hours away, and he paid for them to go there. And she was so excited to tell her family that she had a boyfriend, and her family was very, very excited that she had a boyfriend, and everybody wants to see Loren. And now she feels real crazy because this man is not who she thought he was. And she said, but her family would not want her to be with somebody like that, that treated her like that. So she said, well, we do have the trip planned, and everybody is really looking forward to seeing you. And so I still want us to go. And he said, so are you saying you want to work it out? You giving me a second chance? And she was like, and he said, she said, boy, I can't call you my boyfriend. I will have to call you my friend. And he said, that's fine. That's fine. I could be your friend. Because see, eventually I'm going to be your boyfriend again. And then I'm going to be your fiance. We're going to be together. And this will never happen again. And so she gives this dude a second chance. How dumb can you be? How dumb can you be? And what I don't like is that he really didn't genuinely seem sorry. He definitely wasn't sorry why he was doing it. And because he's sitting in her face, he should have looked sad himself. He should have, gave more than I'm sorry. He should have really just poured his heart out to her. But you know what? He just using her. He don't like her like that. He just want to be able to live there and live for free or basically nothing. And live off of her is what he's trying to do. So she is a doggone fool for taking him back. And I said to myself, I said to you guys last week, if she take him back, I'm done with Faith. Because when you don't know no better, but you know better, so you're supposed to do better. Have some self-esteem. Just because this your first boyfriend, well, your first boyfriend didn't work out. But to sit up and deal with a man, and he talking about, well, I only have 1 week, and then my disease will be gone. And she was like, that's just so disgusting. He's disgusting. He's not taking you to the United States. He don't have no money. He's homeless in the United States. And then he gonna come with you, and you broke, and you sleeping in a hotel that you work in, and you don't have no money. So, girl, why would you have a man from the United States that can't do nothing for you? All because he say, I love you? Sometimes, my queens, we got to look ourselves in a mirror and hug ourselves and say we love ourselves. She's going to be very, 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 very disappointed and going to go through some more heartbreaks. And when she had her chance to let it go, she should have let it go. So I'm done with Faith. because she is being so stupid. The signs are there. Your friend that was like your mama's looking at you like, girl, all your friends is laughing at you. They laughing at you. Your man came over here with $46. And because he said he loved you, and it's your first boyfriend, you better do what somebody do, and that you better go by what somebody do and not by what they say, honey. That's the first lesson of life. Okay, so the last couple, I'm going to make it really quick, is going to be Brian and Ingrid. Oh, my God. So last week, Ingrid, actually, Brian took Ingrid to this resort. It was really nice. And, honey, she started kissing him. She felt happy with him ever since he bought a car to her, some toys for her kids and her some flowers. And, honey, taking her on this trip that became touchy-touchy. She was mwah, mwah. So she decides that, hey, I like him now well enough to introduce him to my friends, right? So he's nervous to meet her friends. She tells her friends ahead of time he's in a wheelchair so they're not staring at him and being surprised about it. So they get in there and they didn't realize that this man was an older man. And he's in a wheelchair, and she's never dated an older man. She's never dated a man in a wheelchair. So the friends was caught off guard. She knew he was in a wheelchair, but didn't know he was an older man. So, you know, they all smiling at him, and production was like, is this the type of man she normally dates? And it was like, no. She normally doesn't date a man that's older or in a wheelchair. And so, you know, the first thing they asking is, so did y'all have sex? Basically is what they said. And I thought that was real inappropriate unless she told them to do that. I wish a friend of mine would come up to me and I didn't open that door for them to say anything and ask about my sex life and be bold like that. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it was to be funny or were they just curious, because this whole setup to them was kind of strange. And so she was shy, and, you know, Ingrid seemed like she is shy and tries to act like a lady. And she was like, and he was like, she was like, why are we talking about this? And he was like, no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I've been coming to Brazil for 15 years, and I've only dated Brazilian women, and I've never had problems with somebody having sex with me. We always had sex on the first date. I'm not used to waiting. Now, that wasn't the proper thing to say. Who say that? I think he just was saying that just to let them know that just because I'm in a wheelchair, baby, don't mean I can't bring it. Don't mean the ladies don't want it. That was still inappropriate. And she felt inappropriate. She gave it like a tripped out, like, looked at him like, and then she kind of laughed it off when he was like, but you have somebody special. He was like, I do. And I treat her like she's somebody special. So she tried to cover it up a little bit, but it still rubbed Ingrid the wrong way. And the friends were like, well, I can't believe y'all haven't had sex. I mean, y'all not staying at the same, you staying at her house? The friends was trying to get information because Ingrid been real secretive, honey. So they said, we're going to ask the horse, let's see what come out the horse's mouth. Because she been real shady and not telling us information. So we're going to see what's really going on. So are you staying at the hotel? How many times she been at the hotel? And so, you know, she was like, listen, we have not had sex, okay? Why? Why y'all ain't had sex? Y'all better have sex and see if y'all compatible. And I'm looking at them like, why do they really want them to have sex? Like, why she want their friend? That's her friend. So why they saying this? So he was happy about it, but she was kind of feeling uncomfortable. So he felt like the conversation with the friends went well, that he was accepted by the friends, and he was glad they opened it up, the box about sex, because that's what he'd been really wanting to do with her since he got off the plane. And so they ended up going back to the hotel, and he said, listen, I got a gift for you. I know it's late. I know all of that, but I have a gift I want to give to you. Now, first of all, you an older man. You done lied. And you should have, most men that come to different countries, come from the United States and visit different countries. They do have gifts for the women. They have dresses, shoes, some of them buy hair. I mean, all kinds of things. Granted, you bought one toy for each of her kids, but you didn't really bring her nothing. But this dude had the nerve to pull out a pair of panties that didn't cover nothing and a top to match that didn't cover nothing. I'm like, oh my God. What happened to a dress, the clothes, some shoes, a purse? I think she would have been happy with that. But she ended up getting the skimpy stuff, so you know where his mind was at. So she was nice. She went on ahead and decided she was going to go ahead. She wasn't planning on having sex. She wasn't really that ready, but she was going to go ahead on and do it because they've been having good times. And so she came back out, and honey, she was body, body, a body, body, a body, body. And honey, his eyes was big. He was like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. Oh my God, lay down. I'm going to massage you. And he was putting his hands all over her. And he was kissing her body. And she was laughing. And she turned on her back. So he can put lotion on her back and show her butt. And then the cameras went out, and it went an hour later. Production comes back an hour later. He in the car, and he's like, well, he's not in the car, but he's out by the car, and he's in his wheelchair. His feet, he's shaking his legs, and he was like, I don't know what happened. We was having good times, and then all of a sudden, she didn't want to have sex with me, and and I wanted to go down, have oral sex with her, and she said no. She pushed me away, and I thought she was feeling me. I'm not getting it. So they go to her, Ingrid, and she was like, we was getting it on, and then he gonna ask me, do I have a condom? And I'm like, why would I? You supposed to have a condom. No, I don't have a condom. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I don't have a condom. And, well, can I at least give you oral sex? And she was like, no. And then he got all upset. And she was like, he should never got upset because I said no. I was out of the mood. And she was like, to be honest with you, this is just too much psychological pressure on me. I'm not going to do this. This is just too much. And so the problem was, this dude from day one, when he got off the plane, wanted to have sex with her, but you didn't have a condom. You knew you wanted to have sex with Ingrid, and at some point it may happen, and you didn't prepare yourself and have a condom. So what? You thought you was going to go raw? You thought you was going to do that? And I hate to say this, but, in Brazil, a lot of people from the United States come over and get with these Brazilian women and all of the things and expect to have sex and all of that. And, you can't be expecting every woman to be the same and all. You can't, because this woman is supposed to be somebody you want to be in a relationship with. You should have more respect for yourself and more respect for her to have what you needed. And so that got her out the mood. No, I don't want that. Because then if she would have gave in with that, she's being all hot and bothered. He might have said, well, hey, let's have sex, try to push sex. And at the end of the day, no means no. And if a woman says no, it's no. And so he should not have felt entitled. And if I was her, I wouldn't even lay down with him. He didn't even bring proper gifts to her. He's sitting there being an older man and lying about everything. And all you done bought her was a piece of negligee. Girl, bad. Girl, why? So she tried to love him because she was looking for a father for her children. And she has 3 children. I don't think that Ingrid was really all wanting to be in love with this man or really feeling him all what she wanted to have sex. I think that she went outside her comfort zone and dated somebody that was outside of her comfort zone because she's looking for somebody that's going to take care of her and her children and have a better life. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting to have a better life. She tried to get with this man. She tried, but guess what? It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. So I think this couple is over with. I think this is the end of this couple. But I don't know. We really have to wait and see. But when she said this is psychological too much for me, it's meaning she had to build herself up to be with this man. And no, you shouldn't have to do that. So that's all I have. That's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching my channel.